The Diaries of William Allingham. This is a Folio Society edition, so it comes with this green slipcover here. Not much to it, except that it's green and it matches the book. The book itself has a buckram covering to it. It's sort of a textured kind of feel to it. And it has this gold foil around it with the initials W.A., William Allingham. As with all Folio Society books, it's Smith sewn rather than glued, and you can open it. As you can see, the spine doesn't break from opening it. And it's on acid-free paper. The paper itself is nice and thick, feels reasonably thick. Some decent borders along the side here. You know, it's very clean. Whitish, creamy paper. So Allingham was a poet, an Irish poet, who I don't know as a poet. I really only know him from his diaries, but he knew a lot of people. You know, he in his diaries. This is around during the 1800s, and he wrote about people. You know, who some of them are very famous. The most his closest famous acquaintance, I guess, would be Tennyson. And he talks about Tennyson at some length, but also he knew lots of other people of the time, Hans Christian Andersen, Turgenev. He knew different sorts of people, and he wrote about them, and that's interesting. Let's have a look at the table of contents, which is really just done by year. So at the beginning of every section, there's a treatment like this. You get an idea of the years that he wrote. And there are images throughout of different people. So there's Tennyson right there. And you see, it's just a diary. So, you know, Tuesday, 19 May, 18 Neville Street, and then sort of talks about where he went and what he did. And although, in a way, I'm on the lookout for notable people in the diaries, the truth is that just reading itself just sort of gives you an idea of what things were like for someone of his socioeconomic status. Obviously, he was sort of in an elevated place, but still, so maybe not the majority of people of his time, but for people like him, there's Robert Browning, obviously, another poet. So, you know, even in the times when he's not specifically saying, oh, I had lunch with John Ruskin or whatever, and he said this funny thing, you know, just sort of, oh, I went to a children's birthday party, or and there was this there. The kind of just sort of day-to-day things that was from the 1800s that, you know, I'm not sure what's more striking, things that are exactly the same as they were, surprisingly, or the things that are completely different. In any case, I've always enjoyed reading these kind of journals and diaries from back in the day. I haven't read the whole thing, don't tell anyone, but I have read quite a lot of it actually, and I've sort of dipped in and gone around and just, you can pick a page at random because it's not a novel that you have to, you know, what's going on. Anyway, we'll leave it there. You get it. It's a diary, a set of diaries. And it's well produced. Look how clean. It really looks clean and nice, even though I have thumbed through it a lot. Folio Society does a pretty good job. So there we go. The Diaries of William Allingham.